Once upon a time, in a serene village nestled between majestic, snow-capped mountains, there lived a wise old woman named Elara, renowned for her profound understanding of life's complexities and her unwavering joy even amidst adversity. Elara was a beacon of light for many seeking guidance. One crisp autumn morning, a young man named Kael arrived at Elara's humble cottage. His face bore the lines of worry, and his eyes shimmered with unspoken frustration.
Why is life so full of suffering? I work tirelessly, yet the challenges never cease. Problems, pain, and loss are constant companions. How could anyone possibly find happiness amidst all this?
Elara greeted him with a warm, gentle smile and gestured for him to sit beside the crackling fire. The flames danced, casting a comforting glow around them.
Kael, suffering is indeed an integral part of life, but it also holds the key to unlocking a deeper, more enduring joy. Allow me to share some stories that might illuminate this for you.
Elara began with the tale of Myra. Myra had yearned for a child for many years, facing heartbreak after heartbreak.
When her wish was finally granted, Myra felt immense joy. Despite the excruciating pain of childbirth, long, uncomfortable nights were forgotten. When she held her newborn son, overwhelmed by love and happiness. If she had avoided the challenges, she would never have experienced the miracle of motherhood.
Kael listened, intrigued but still skeptical.
That's a beautiful story, Elara. But what about those who suffer without any choice? How can they possibly find peace?
There is another story of a man named Aaron. Aaron was unjustly imprisoned for many years, confined to a small, dark cell. Initially, he was consumed by anger and resentment, feeling powerless and forgotten. But over time, Aaron chose to shift his perspective. Instead of fixating on his own misery, he began to understand the suffering of his fellow inmates. He cultivated compassion, even extending it to his captors who treated him harshly. This transformation allowed him to find inner peace despite his circumstances. When Aaron was eventually released, he emerged as a leader dedicated to fostering peace and reconciliation in his community. His suffering had not broken him. It had refined him.
So, you're saying I should just accept suffering?
In a way, yes, but more than mere acceptance. It's about how you respond to suffering. Life will always present challenges beyond your control, much like the unpredictable storms that sweep through our village. You can choose to resist these storms and be battered by their force, or you can embrace them, finding ways to grow stronger and more resilient despite the hardship. There is one more insight I wish to share. Anger often stems from unmet expectations. When we expect life to be easy and flawless, we set ourselves up for inevitable disappointment. However, if we replace anger with compassion, we can discover peace.
Kael sat in silence, feeling Elara's words warm his weary soul. He reflected on how anger had overshadowed his happiness and rigid expectations had led to frustration. Perhaps there was another way to handle his struggles.
Shifting your focus to others requires effort and mindfulness, but it allows joy to persist even in dark times. Embracing suffering deepens your understanding of happiness, making it more meaningful and resilient.
Kael felt a sense of lightness he hadn't experienced in years. Rising from his seat, he looked into Elara's compassionate eyes.
Thank you, Elara. I think I understand now. Suffering isn't something to fear, it's a teacher, something to learn from.
With newfound clarity, Kael left Elara's cottage feeling unburdened, understanding that suffering was essential to his journey toward true joy. As he walked through the towering mountains, the cold wind brought him peace, and he viewed each challenge as an opportunity to grow. A genuine smile spread across his face, embodying the enduring joy Elara had helped him discover.